So it's Recycle Rush, year 2. That's my game prediction. We're gonna be reusing everything from Steamworks, basically, according to the required parts list.
Recycling.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're recycling everything from Steamworks. So basically the entire field is identical, except now instead of airships, it's rocket ships.
There's going to be at least one thing on the field called an airlock, and we will be calling our robots rovers.
I don't know, something cool. Maybe bed balls or ellipses or some kind of weird spheres.
There's going to be robots, and they're going to drive around.
So there's going to be 3 human players in a climbing end game.
We're going to get meteors from the moon.
We're gonna collect some moon rocks and put them someplace.
Moon rocks. I'm hoping for golf balls, but you know how it'll just happen. And we're gonna launch a rocket, and we got to spend the entire game preparing this rocket. And at the very end, all the robots have to get the rovers. Oh my bad, rovers have to go over to our spaceship so we can launch at the end of the game. And that's my hot take.
The plan right now, moving forward with our game analysis and the goal that we have to be a first pick robot, is we've got a couple different subsystems. Obviously, we're going to start with the chassis. I think we're going to go with a rectangular chassis that's longer than it is wide. It's going to be pretty similar to the chassis that we used last year. We're going to use some 6-inch wheels just so that we don't have to worry about that ramp on the platform. And just so we can cover that, we're going to be using some Andymark Evo shifters. Shifting drivetrain, it'll just be nice to have a fast speed because we're going to have to be doing a lot of fast cycles in this game, but then also slow because there's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving. We're not going to be going with a shooter. We're going to, for the ball, we're going to be kind of integrating our hatch system with our ball system so that we're going to need a lift that can adjust to any of the rocket hatch or ball slots. And so we're going to be basically just working on a chain lift elevator, trying to make that as simple as possible. And then we're going to be working on a ramp that's just a really clean, really easy to use ramp that's actually going to flip out on the back of our robot to give as much space as possible for the team that we're trying to help reach the top platform.
For our intake, it's going to be basically a standard ball intake, the general U with the wheels, and then we'll have just outside the wheels a flat panel with Velcro, so that way we can attach the hatch doors to the exterior of our intake. We don't want to just depend on the Velcro to pull the hatch door off our robot. We want to be able to eject it, so we're planning to either use a pneumatic punch to push it, or we'll basically do a cam-like system on our intake wheels to further simplify the system and just use that to eject it.
Working on CAD for some of our 3D printed elevator truck. This one right here is already done and it is currently being printed, but that's going to take a little while, so I am working on CAD for the other elevator trucks, and hopefully we'll get those printed over the next couple days. They're going to take a little while, but they are an integral part to our cascading 2-stage lift. They have lots of bearings and holes and things in them, and so 3D printing just makes it a lot easier as opposed to taking a block of metal and machining it, or using different pieces of metal and kind of attaching them together somehow. 3D printing just makes it a lot easier because you can just kind of design it in CAD and it'll print it for you as long as you do it in a way that is 3D printer friendly. We're going to be publishing the CAD for this and some other things. So if you have access to a 3D printer, you can make an elevator like this, but I would encourage you to try and model it on your own, something similar to this, because not everyone's robots are going to look exactly the same, and you might have a different design that looks a little bit better or works a little bit better for you. But yeah.
Hell yeah, we can just get
Don't eat it.
just get flex tape and just cover the whole thing in flex tape.
No.
We saw the
It's
robot
great!
now.
We saw the robot in half and we taped it back together!